Is Donald Trump Batman? The Batman narrative is what? That the city of Gotham is extremely dangerous, run by dreadful criminals who terrorize the innocent people who live there. And that one man really wants to do something about it, but knows that working within the law won't accomplish much. But he's got power and wealth and determination, and so he places himself above the law to fight lawlessness. You might not agree with justifications for being a vigilante, but certainly you understand and sympathize with them. The narrative of the Batman is a classic story about the tension between the importance of obedience to the rule of law and a noble utilitarian who will do what's necessary to make things safer for the people of his community. I think that's how Trump and many Trump supporters see the current situation with Iran. Iran has been extremely dangerous to the whole world. It's committed innumerable atrocities. Its goals are exponentially more frightening than what it has already done. The understandable fear is that by playing by the rules, this will not change things. We may be heading for disaster. Forget the rules of just war theory. Never mind getting a bill through Congress. The UN? Whatever. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to get things done. You may not agree. I don't. But if you're not at least tempted, do you know what's at stake? Technically, I suppose Trump would be closer to the Punisher than to Batman, since the Punisher does go around killing people. And even with that comparison, the Punisher only kills bad guys. Wars, unfortunately, draw from the entire population when they kill. The rule of law versus the vigilante is a common and compelling trope. People should struggle with its challenge. In the movies, things usually turn out okay. Gotham doesn't get nuked. And so, taking the risk of operating above the law generally works out in the end. If the hero is a utilitarian, he may have to pay the price for breaking the law, but his choice is the right one. The heroic utilitarians also tend to be deeply troubled souls, intent on improving the world, taking down horrific criminals, but struggling with the weight of their consciences. Should I really be making an exception for myself? Personally, I think Daredevil was the best illustration of this. I'm not sure Trump stares into the dark night of the soul every midnight as he lies in bed staring at the ceiling. I don't think there's a lot of room for self-doubt in his psyche. But I certainly understand the desire to do whatever is necessary to make the entire world a safer place for future generations. So, where does this observation get us? What benefit follows from understanding this tension between the rule of law and utilitarian lawlessness? 3 things. First, the moral dilemma between absolute obedience to just laws, as opposed to antinomianism in the pursuit to maximize happiness, is always relevant. It's always an issue. And so simply to understand what the tension is important. Second, whether you fall on the deontological or utilitarian side of things, seek to understand and empathize with the other. They want what is best too. They just find the other side of the argument more compelling. On the one hand, following the rules ensures stability and puts a check on recklessness and selfish actors. Making things up as you go along based on what you think will work invites chaos. On the other hand, strict obedience to the rules ignores the reality that the world does not fit neatly into preordained scenarios. Our ethical responses to complex and dangerous situations may require some flexibility, not slavish acceptance of imperfect precepts. If you want to persuade others to come over to your side of the debate, you need to understand what's motivating their thinking. Third, we need the humility to recognize that we don't know what will come tomorrow from our actions today. That's the fundamental problem in utilitarianism. We can make educated guesses, we can make more or less informed predictions, but we don't know. Will the Iran war end up making the world a better place? Let us all hope so. There is the chance for that. But there are other possibilities that are much darker. A prediction that things will turn out well does not justify all actions taken with that goal in mind. And this brings us back to President Trump and superheroes. Superheroes have the best intentions, and their stories usually turn out with their sacrifices rewarded in the form of safer societies. In the real world, it is rare to find someone with the best intentions, especially among politicians, and things don't always turn out for the best. The utilitarian gamble is understandable, and maybe it's right, but the uncertainty of where it will take us should cause everyone pause. I understand the attraction of utilitarianism, but I would feel even better about it if I knew its proponents were undertaking their consequentialist calculus tempered with a strong dose of humility. We don't know the future. Maybe that's why I'm concerned about Trump taking this route. He's not really Batman. But you can be sure of one thing. I will be rooting for the success of this mission. And I think we can all come together on that one.